I failed at being you, but I'm winning at being me. I'm winning at being free, ain't no competition but me. See, I realize that I'm free, and I realize that I'm me. And I found out that I'm not alone, and there's plenty of people like me.
What's good? I'm Jack, and I'm finally back with another video. I know it's been a while since I've posted, and I just gotta say that the reason for that is because I started a new job, and it's very exhausting to me. And I recently had a death in the family, so yeah, I really just didn't feel like making videos, honestly. But now I'm gonna get back into it. And if you couldn't tell by the title of this video will be my top 10 figures of 2019. This year has been a very interesting year when it comes to collecting figures for me, because at one point I lost some, I quit my job, so I had to slow down on my collecting. But once I got this new job, I picked back up. I mean, honestly, most of these figures that you see I bought after I started my new job. It took some effort for me to come up with this list, because some figures, were no-brainers about me putting them on the list, and other figures I was on the fence about. So yeah, it took a while to come up with this list. And also, my criteria for my list basically is just figures that I bought this year. Even if they didn't come out this year, as long as I bought them this year, they're eligible. They're eligible to be in my top 10. As the video goes along, I'm gonna be removing figures off the table, and by the end of the video, it will just be my top 10 that's actually on here. My first honorable mention will go to the Dime Select Toys Avatar: The Last Airbender Aang. I mean, in sculpt and appearance, it is the perfect Aang figure, but it's, hindered articulation is what holds it back from being in the top 10. But after so many years, I'm glad they finally made, an Aang figure, this perfect to me. Alright, my second honorable mention would be these two, bendy figures of Sonic and Shadow. And like with the Aang figure, these two are the best representation of Sonic and Shadow in figure form that I've ever seen. I mean, the only bad thing about it is, yeah, they are bendy figures, but imagine if they had a combination of bendy technology and action figure articulation. Like, these figures would be perfect. My third honorable mention is the Figuarts Neku Sakuraba from The World Ends With You. Now, The World Ends With You is my favorite DS game. One of my favorite DS games of all time. And because of that, I had to have this figure. I wanted this figure for so long this year that I only recently got this figure like a couple of weeks ago. My fourth honorable mention is the Revotech Shimatsu Toyohisa from the Drifters anime. Now, I'll just be honest, I've never seen the Drifters anime or read the Drifters manga. This, just like Neku, was a figure that I've been wanting like for so long. Mainly because it's a cool samurai looking figure. I mean, it's an older Revotech, so the articulation is not as good as, the most recent Revotechs, but I had to have him, and I recently just pulled the trigger and went ahead and bought him, and I'm so glad that I finally have this figure. My fifth and final honorable mention is the SH Figuarts Dragonball Super Broly. Now, I wasn't able to get the full powered version of Broly, although I still do want that figure, but I had to have this one, this version in particular. Like, I love the new design of Broly. Like, I honestly like the new design of Broly way more than the old Broly. The only thing about it is that it doesn't come up, he doesn't come with enough, faces or alternate heads, especially different faces for, his rage form. Like, I'm hoping Demonical Fit will, release some, extra head and face accessories for this figure. I mean, I have faith that they will at some point in the future. Now that we have all the honorable mentions out of the way, let's get straight into my actual top 10 figures for 2019. Alright, number 10 is the SH Figuarts Infinity War Hulk. Now, I will say this Hulk to me is hands down the best Hulk figure, period. I mean, the best Hulk figure, period. Now, Marvel Legends has recently released like 3 Hulks that look, you know, they look cool, they look good. I mean, and honestly, I was actually really close to buying the Gray Hulk. But I thought to myself, you know, I don't really need that Hulk because I have this guy, and this guy is like, he's the perfect Hulk figure to me. Now, if Hasbro decides to release a red Hulk using the new Hulk body that they have, I would definitely buy that. But hey, this is the Hulk that I'm sticking with forever, or until I need some money and I have to sell this guy. But yeah, number 10, SH Figuarts Infinity War Hulk. And coming in at number 9 is the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat 3, or just plain Mortal Kombat Cyrex. Now, honestly, Cyrex is my favorite Mortal Kombat character, period. Because Mortal Kombat 3 is the first Mortal Kombat game that I've ever really played, and it is the one that I played the most, and Cyrex is the character that I played with the most. And actually, I do have the MK11 version of Scorpion and Sub-Zero. I'm pretty sure you saw them before I removed them from the table at some point during this video. But yeah, those 2 figures don't hold a candle to the Storm Collectibles Cyrex. Like, this figure is just amazing. And the only downside to this figure is that it's not 1/12 scale. It's not 6-inch scale. It's bigger than most 6-inch figures, but I mean, I can work with it. Like, I can work with this figure. Honestly, when I first got this figure and I lifted up his chest plate, this hinge actually broke. So yeah, it broke on me. And so now, from that point on, I decided I was never gonna open his chest compartment anymore. But despite that, this figure is perfect. Like, I just love this figure so much, and that's why I made him number 9. Coming in at number 8 is the Overwatch Ultimate Reinhardt figure. Now, this is another figure that I wanted for a long time, and I missed out on this figure so many times on eBay. And at one point, I actually ordered this figure, but I got scammed, and I had to get a refund for my money back. And honestly, that same day I got my money back, I went into GameStop and decided to actually just go ahead and buy this figure. Now, the price tag said $49.99. Now, when I got up to the register, I didn't know that all Overwatch, merchandise was 50% off. I was like, yes, it was meant for me to have this figure that day. Because after all that time, I was finally able to get this figure, and I got a half off. Ooh, nothing but God. I just love this figure. Like, I don't know what it is about it. I don't play Overwatch. I don't plan on playing Overwatch, but I love the design, the look, the heaviness, just straight up bulk of this figure. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's why I made this figure number 8 on my list. Coming in at number 7 is the SH Figuarts Android 21 from Dragonball Fighters, or should I say Majin Android 21. Now, I decided to buy this figure after Black Friday because during that time, the Season 1 Fighter Pass for Dragon Ball Fighters was on sale for like, I think half off or something like that. And I finally, I just bought it and I unlocked all those characters. And when I did that, it unlocked Android 21. So after having Dragon Ball Fighters for over an entire year, I was finally able to unlock Android 21, which is crazy. And yeah, after I was finally able to play with her, I was like, damn, I have to have the SH Figuarts figure of her. Like, I had to buy. I instantly bought this figure. And also, I really love the design of this action figure in particular because it is the perfect base body in order for them to make an SH Figuarts Juri Han from Street Fighter 4. Yeah, Street Fighter 4 because I don't like her Street Fighter 5 outfit. I had to make Android 21 my number 7 on my list. Number 6 on my list goes to the SH Figuarts Harry Potter Severus Snape. Now, Severus Snape is my favorite character in the Harry Potter series. Like, he became my favorite character after Harry Potter in the, I think it is Deathly Hallows Part 1 or 2. He became my favorite character after it was revealed that he had been looking after Harry the entire time because he was in love with Harry's mother. I have this figure. Like, I don't have any Harry Potter representation in my collection. The SH Figuarts line seems to have completely stopped at this point, but I'm glad they released Severus Snape before it ended. So that's why number 6 goes to Severus Snape. So number 5 on my list is a 2-for-1 because it is 2 different figures of the same character, which is Armored Thanos, and it is my bootleg SH Figuarts Thanos and the ZD Toys Armored Thanos. Now, if you saw my review of these figures, you'll know why they're number 5 on my list. Like, this figure is just amazing to me, even though it's a bootleg. And this figure is even better because it looks amazing to me. Like, this figure is more movie accurate than this figure, although this figure has better articulation. And these two combined quickly became, you know, 2-for-1 of like my favorite figures of the year. So I had to put them on the list. Like, there was no denying that I would put these two on this list. Now, even though I actually like the SH Figuarts, you know, the bootleg SH Figuarts better, I had to have both of these figures on that list because, I mean, they go together. Like, there's no other way around it. You have to have these two together. And yeah, that's why, you know, Armored Thanos, ZD Toys, bootleg SH Figuarts, that's why these two are my number 5 spot. So number 4 on my list is another 2-for-1, and it is just, you know, 2 different figures of the same character, and it is the bootleg Revotech Wolverine and the Marvel Legends X-Force Wolverine. Now, Wolverine is one of my favorite superheroes, period, and has always been since I was a child. And so, after seeing how amazing this figure was during my review of him, I had to have him on this list. And once I was able to get this figure off eBay, I had to have him on the list too. But I didn't want to have these two separate since they were the same, since, you know, they are the same character. It's just 2 different outfits, you know, 2 different versions, but it's the same character. So I bundled them together, like I said during my, you know, Thanos segment. Now, like I said, these figures are just amazing to me. And honestly, this is my favorite Marvel Legends figure to come out this year. I mean, there have been plenty of amazing Marvel Legends figures that came out, but this one became my favorite. And with this figure is just, I mean, for a bootleg, it's perfect. Like, it's the perfect Wolverine figure to me. One of the perfect, well, I mean, both of these figures are perfect to me, but that's why I decided to make these 2 figures my number 4 on my list. Number 3 on my list is a tie between the Lightning Collection, Dragon Shield Black Ranger, and Lord Draken. Now, the Lightning Collection has become one of my, you know, favorite figure lines to collect this year. Like, I'm actually starting to like this line more and more as they release figures. Now, I don't like every figure that comes out because, you know, I actually stopped watching Power Rangers after Power Rangers Ninja Storm. But you know, there are some seasons after that whose, you know, suits design that I actually like or whatever. But I'm mainly collecting, you know, Mighty Morphins, and, you know, I'm cherry picking from other, you know, series that, you know, I like. And so, yeah, and I just had a hard time choosing between these 2. And I'm just so happy to have them. And I'm so glad for the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. Now all I'm waiting for is for Hasbro to actually do Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie version of the Rangers, and bring it out in this line. I know they're gonna make them. They have to, because the movie versions are actually my favorite suits from Mighty Morphin. My favorite design of those suits, because of that armor look. It's just hands down the best version of them. So yeah, that's why I made Black Ranger, Lord Dragon, number 3. And coming in at number 2 is the SH Figuarts Super Saiyan Blue or Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta. Now this figure, like, hands down, Vegeta is my favorite anime character. One of my favorite he is my favorite anime character of all time. He is, and so you know I had to have Vegeta on this list. And what's more important about this figure is that I actually ordered this figure for myself on my birthday during the time I didn't have a job. You know, I was selling stuff on eBay, and I actually had enough to actually get him. And I didn't want to wait on the, American release, so I ordered him. And to my surprise, he actually showed up to my house on my birthday. That's why this figure is so special to me. And he's number 2. He would have been number 1, but I think the figure I chose for number 1 is more than justified for being number 1. And the number 1 spot for my top 10 in 2019 goes to the NECA 1990 movie Turtle figures. Now, unfortunately, the original clip I recorded for this segment was somehow it got messed up. And so I had to, redo this section, and I had to re-record the audio through my microphone. But midway through making this video, I decided to switch Vegeta and these turtles place on the list. Originally, these turtles was number 2, but I had to make them number 1 because I wanted these turtles in 2018 for my birthday, and I couldn't get them. And then once they became available for pre-order on GameStop website, I hurry up and did it, and then I just had to wait. And I got them at the beginning of 2019, and I was so happy. And I've been happy with these turtles ever since. And I made these turtles number 1 because I've loved the Ninja Turtles ever since I can remember. I mean, I've loved Ninja Turtles way before I even liked Dragon Ball Z or anime period, or even before I even liked Power Rangers, because first it was Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, then I got into anime and all that other stuff. And so the turtles have been a part of my life since I can remember. That's why I made these turtles number 1 for my 2019 top 10 figures of the year. Here we have my top figures of 2019. I know it's supposed to be a top 10 list, but technically this is 16 figures. And so, yeah, but this is my list, and I do my list my way, and that's just what it is. And so I'm so glad to have these figures, and I look forward to my figure collecting journey in 2020. Hopefully next year's list will look way different than this. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot of exciting figures that are coming out next year. Alright, so these are my top figures of 2019. I'm here to say I'm back, and more videos on the way. Also, I want to give glory and honor to God for all that He's done for me. I want to thank you for everyone who watched and listened to this video all the way through. I want to say thank you to my recent subscribers. I really appreciate it. And with that being said, it's been real.